Hello, students. Have you ever seen a pet so pampered that it starts behaving a little funny? What would you do if a dog ate eggs, wine, and even brandy instead of regular dog food? Today, in this summary video, we'll meet Tricki, a little dog with a funny, heartwarming journey from a lazy pup to a healthy, playful dog. Let's begin. The story starts when Mrs. Pumphrey, a rich lady, takes her dog, Tricki, out for a walk. A nearby veterinary doctor, Mr. Herriot, who knows the lady, sees Tricki and is shocked as he sees that the dog looks very bloated and lazy. Tricki leads a sedentary lifestyle, indulging in pampering and lacking the necessary physical activity for a healthy dog. Mr. Herriot advises Miss Pumphrey to stop giving him unhealthy things to eat, but out of love, she would overfeed her pet. Soon Tricki falls sick and the doctor is called. Mr. Herriot then somehow takes Tricki to the hospital. Even though he knows that Mrs. Pumphrey is not ready to leave her dog and nearly fainted just by hearing these words. Mr. Herriot takes Tricki along and puts a bed for him in his surgery. Surgery is a place where a doctor, a dentist, or a veterinary surgeon treats patients. The dog doesn't move much nor eats anything for the first 2 days. On the third day, he went out, played with bigger dogs, and licked their bowls clean. Mr. Herriot gave a balanced diet to Tricki along with plenty of physical exercises. Gradually, Tricky's condition started improving and he started fighting with other dogs for meals. Then, when this news reached Mrs. Pumphrey, she started sending him eggs as she thought that Tricki was recovering from an illness. Mr. Herriot and his partners started eating those eggs for morning breakfast. Then, for improving Tricky's blood, Mrs. Pumphrey started sending in bottles of wine, which was again consumed by Mr. Herriot. Mr. Herriot used to take 2 glasses before lunch and some more glasses while having his lunch. Mrs. Pumphrey's generosity reaches new heights as she sends brandy, a gesture that confirms her devotion to Tricky's well-being. Mr. Herriot thought that he would really like to keep Tricki as a permanent guest in the surgery. Soon as the little dog started showing signs of improvement, the vet decided to call the wealthy lady as she was very worried about her pet's condition. When she arrived in the hospital to fetch her pet, Tricki was very happy and jumped on her. Mrs. Pumphrey was filled with gratitude towards Mr. Herriot for curing her dog and felt she couldn't thank him enough for the wonder he had done to her pet. She felt this was indeed a triumph of surgery. So, students, let us see the theme and message of this story. Theme of the story illustrates that excessive pampering and overindulgence, even when motivated by love, can lead to negative consequences. Message of the story teaches that love should be balanced with discipline and care. It reminds us to understand the real needs of others, whether pets or people, students. The story of Tricky's recovery teaches us the importance of balance, moderation, and the power of a skilled veterinarian who can care for pets with skill and a bit of humor. We hope that you have understood the topic. You can now study chapter notes, watch video lectures, and solve MCQ tests of this chapter on EduRev to ensure you score well in your school exams. And that's not all. You also get amazing courses for maths, science, English, Hindi, and much more for class 10. Thank you.